According to Russian websites, the average earning a student can make in a part-time is around 23,000 Russian ruble, which is converted to Indian rupees is around 19,600 rupees in Indian rupees. So if I take a rough 20,000 rupees figure, you'll be getting somewhere around 2 to 2.5 lakh rupees in a year, which is decent enough. You will be able to cover your living and fooding expenses. Fees for your entire tuition fees is covered. Free tuition for the entire duration, so that is covered. Maintenance allowance for the entire duration study, that is 1500 to 3000 rupees per month, which is around 2000 to 2500 rupees per month. So this much would be given as your pocket expense. Okay, so already your study is covered. Your living expenses would be there. So for that living expenses, 2000 rupees, 2500 rupees per month is being given. In that, obviously, living expenses won't be covered. So for that, dormitory accommodation with 50% discount if available. Namaskar, Adab, Shastra Ekal aur Khush Aamdeed. Very, very good evening to all of you people. This is your master DJ Harsh Priyam, who is going to talk about that how you can study in Russia, and is studying in Russia, considering this option, is a wise option or not. So today I'm going to tell you that why a lot of students, especially from India, move towards Russia. Being an Asian country, still they want to go to Russia, and what are the pros and cons of moving to Russia? What are the benefits and why a lot of students are moving there? Okay. Apart from that, I'll be telling you in this video that which all colleges are there that must be considered while you are preparing yourself to go to Russia. And at the same time, I would be also telling that what's the living expense there, what's the cost of university, what's the scholarship probability, and all other thing which you need to know. So let's get into the session, dive into the session, and let's see what beautiful content I have got for you. Here we go. But before starting, if you have not subscribed to the channel, kindly subscribe to the channel, because you'll get a lot of useful and mind-blowing content here on this channel. And at the same time, I make a lot of content based on your requirements, based on your suggestion, requests. So if you need any other video, so if you want me to cover any particular country, any particular college, any particular university or scholarship, do let me know in the comment box. I'll be happy to make a video on that. Okay. Apart from that, I would recommend all of you to kindly subscribe to the Vedantu Study Abroad Telegram channel as well, because on this particular channel, you'll get all the free content, the PDFs, the downloads, the links, all such stuff you'll get here absolutely free of cost. The link for this Telegram channel is in the description box. Here we go. So first of all, what is a little brief about Russia. So Russia is basically around 5,000 kilometers from India. It has got an average flight duration of 6 hours 42 minutes from India, like New Delhi. And then the Russia is basically 2.5 hours behind us. So the timing, whatever is happening right now in India, 2.5 hours before that timing would be happening in Russia. Now moving forward, the capital of Russia is Moscow. It's the language spoken there is Russian. Currency is Russian ruble. The cost of that Russian ruble is 0.85 Indian rupees. So basically, Indian rupees is a little more valuable compared to Russian ruble. Now moving forward, so there is a news which is there on internet, which most of the people are aware about, that Russia is generally considered the best option for studying for medical courses. Now why is that? I'll tell you in the due course of time in this video itself. But Russia is taken or considered as the best destination for medical studies, for MBBS studies in particular. But is that the case that Russia is not considered good for engineering, or engineering students should not go there or should not consider that option? So that's not like that. I'll tell you what's the scenario. Okay, so here we go. So this is the news covered by Times of India. Russia, most popular foreign destination for medical aspirants. Number of Indian students in Russia must grow, says Ambassador Denis Alipov. So most of the people do go there for medical studies. Now moving forward, what's the cost of living there? So type of accommodation, if you go for university dormitories, which most of the students do prefer dormitories as a student, so the cost will range from 500 Russian ruble to 5,000 Russian ruble. When converted to Indian national rupees, it might cost you 425 rupees. Yes, you are hearing it right. 425 rupees to 4,250 rupees a month. So even if you go for the highest part, it's just 4,000 rupees per month, which is very, very cheap, even if you compare with India. This is the first reason why a lot of people try to go to Russia or move to Russia. First reason, that cost of living is very economical. Even if you choose to go to an apartment, private apartment, shared or non-shared, in fact non-shared, the highest cost would be 35,000 Russian ruble, which is somewhere around 29,000 rupees per month, which is almost equal to India or even lesser than India in a lot of cities. Even in Bangalore type of or Mumbai type of cities, you won't get an apartment at 29 or 30,000 rupees per month. Okay. Now moving forward. Now, what's the cost of engineering? So here, engineering is Moscow Power Engineering Institute, the one of the very famous college of Russia. It has got a fees of complete course. Mind this, fees for the complete course is 1.97 lakh rupees per year. That means into 4, that would be 8 lakh rupees for the entire engineering, which is equivalent to the cost of engineering in India. Similarly, Moscow State Institute of Radio Engineering, 2 lakh rupees. So if you'll see, most of the costs are not more than 2.5 lakh. In fact, not more than 2.25 lakh rupees. So if you consider doing an engineering in Russia, the maximum cost for the entire engineering would be coming somewhere around 8 to 10 lakh rupees in between that. That's a great thing. So the cost of education is not that high. The cost of living is super cheap and the services are good. So this is one prime reason why most of the students are choosing Russia for their study abroad destination. Now moving forward, here comes the reason why most of the medical students are choosing Russia for their study destination. Now you will be able to see the name of the university: Crimea State Medical University, Kazan Federal University. There are a lot of universities. All of their tuition fees per year is 2.5 lakh rupees, 3.8, 2.49, 1.87. So an average or the median fees range is around 2.5 lakh rupees per year. Now, if I take this 2.5 lakh rupees and their medical is of 6 years into 6, that would come around 15 lakh rupees for the entire MBBS degree. Now, what's the fees structure going on in India? In India, this fees structure for private medical colleges, because see, those students who are not able to get into government medical colleges, they only choose or prefer to go outside India, because those who are getting government medical colleges here, very less number of students prefer to go to out of India. So if you have not got a government medical seat, you will choose for a private medical seat if you have the money. So if you choose a private medical seat, the cost of a private medical seat in India is minimum in the range of 10 to 20 lakh rupees per year. I'm saying per year. So if you choose 10 to 20 lakh rupees per year, this entire cost would shoot up 60 to 1.2 CR. 60 lakhs to 1.2 CR for your entire MBBS course. Now, if this cost you are spending in India and you are getting an opportunity to study at 15 lakh rupees for the entire course in Russia, obviously you would choose for Russia, isn't it? And this is the biggest reason why most of the medical students are choosing Russia. Okay. Although engineering students can also go there, although the cost of engineering in India and cost of engineering in Russia are almost at par, but obviously you'll get an international exposure. Russia is a good country and a study abroad destination, so you can choose that. Okay. Now moving forward, what's the part-time working opportunities there? So part-time working opportunities, the average, according to Russian websites, the average earning a student can make in a part-time is around 23,000 Russian ruble, which is converted to Indian rupees is around 19,600 rupees in Indian rupees. So if I take a rough 20,000 rupees figure, you'll be getting somewhere around 2 to 2.5 lakh rupees in a year, which is decent enough. You will be able to cover your living and fooding expenses. Although the expenses for your college would be had to be borne separately. Okay. Now moving forward, what are the scholarship opportunities for studying in Russia? So, excuse me. So there is a Russian government scholarship being run by the Russian government itself. This Russian government scholarship is valid for bachelor's degree, master's degree, and PhD programs. In this, fees for your entire tuition fees is covered. Free tuition for the entire duration, so that is covered. Maintenance allowance for the entire duration study, that is 1500 to 3000 rupees per month, which is around 2000 to 2500 rupees per month. So this much would be given as your pocket expense. Okay, so already your study is covered. Your living expenses would be there. So for that living expenses, 2000 rupees, 2500 rupees per month is being given In that, obviously, living expenses won't be covered. So for that, dormitory accommodation with 50% discount, if available, would be given to international students. Okay. So in case if you get selected to this scholarship, your entire education would be almost free, because your living expenses is being covered 50% discount. Remaining 2000 rupees, whatever you are getting from the government, that you'll give for the dormitory. And the remaining portion, the portion which is getting remained, is only the portion for your fooding expense. And that fooding expense very easily you can cover with your part-time job. I hope you understood that. So your entire education can get free if you get this scholarship. Although if you choose that, okay, even if I don't get a scholarship, still the fees is not that great, which you can't afford, because this much fees either way you'll have to shed, even if you are studying in India. Okay, so this is the scenario. Now moving forward, English language. Now for this scholarship, English language proficiency is mandatory. Apart from that, if you go to Russia, their Russian proficiency is also important. But if you are not a Russian native speaker, or if you don't know Russian, you can choose that you will be studying 1 year Russian there in Russia, and after that you will join the course. So that is also possible. If you prove your English proficiency, then you move to Russia. You start preparing for learning Russian for 1 year, and after that you can enroll in the course whichever you have enrolled for or whichever you have been selected for. So this is also very much possible, and hence these two are requirements for the scholarship. Now moving forward, there are more scholarships which I have given in the description box. Like link is given in this PDF. You need to download the PDF, then this link will be clickable. Okay. Now moving forward, what are the admission requirements? So for medicine, pediatrics, dentistry, or all medical courses, PCB is the requirement. Physics, chemistry, biology, they need this, just like Indian system. For all the engineering courses like aeronautical, IT, computer, and all other engineering courses, they just need mathematics and physics. Chemistry is not required, although in India we have PCM setup. So even if you have PCM setup, that's fine, but they need only physics and mathematics. That's it. Cool. So here also you fit in. Now moving forward, what are other admission requirements? So IELTS is required, IELTS or TOEFL, any English proficiency test is required. Russian proficiency would be required wherever the course is being delivered in Russian. So if the course is not if the course is not being delivered in Russian, or it is being delivered in English, you don't need this. But if it is being delivered in Russian, you need Russian proficiency. For that, the test is TORFL, that is test of Russian as foreign language. Cool. Now moving forward, what's the cutoff? So cutoff for IELTS is generally 6.5, above 6.5, which most of the countries and most of the colleges do accept above 6.5. And for other TOEFL and PTA, these are the requirements. Cool. This is the total marks. Now moving forward, there are two intakes. First intake starts in September and ends in January. That is called September to January intake. And second intake is February to June. So if you are right now willing, you can actually start preparing for that, although January is very short notice. So you can actually prepare for February to June intake. Okay. Now in Russia, the top universities based on QS ranking, these are the universities like Moscow State University. This is at the position 87. 315 is St. Petersburg State University. Then 319 is Bauman Moscow State Technical University, and so on. This is the entire list which I have given. In the top 500, there are 10 universities of Russia. Okay, I tried helping you as much as I can, but still if there would be some points which I would not have been able to cover, so you can very freely reach out to me or to my team for getting that help or getting that counseling or getting that information for that matter. So how you can do that? There is a link in the description box, given in the description box. You can click on that link, fill all your details. You'll get a call back from my team within 48 hours. Why asking 48 hours? Because this service is absolutely free of cost. Hence, we are getting a high call volume. So you'll be getting a call within 48 hours. You can ask all your doubts. You can clear all your points and on all your information you can get from my team. Thereafter, you can decide. Okay. So we would be happy helping you. You can just drop down your details, and my team would be connecting with you to give you all the details. Okay. Fine. So that was all for this session. Hope you loved and enjoyed it. With this, it's time to say a goodbye. See you all in the next session. Till then, bye-bye. Take care.